Carlos Alcaraz is stepping on the gas in his relentless pursuit of the ATP throne, and let's just say the guy is not messing around. Not only is he closing the gap in the rankings, but he's also creeping up in total career titles, making things extra spicy for Jannik Sinner. The 2025 tennis season is shaping up to be another blockbuster, with Alcaraz and Sinner headlining the show like two gladiators battling for supremacy. And guess what? Both have already added some shiny new silverware to their collections. Sinner kicked off the year like a boss, defending his Australian Open title like it was a family heirloom. Back-to-back Grand Slam wins? The dude is on fire. Meanwhile, Carlitos wasn't just chilling. He took Rotterdam by storm, snatching up the trophy and sending a clear message: "I'm coming for you, Jannik." But hold up, Sinner wasn't in Rotterdam. Why? The Italian opted for some well-deserved R&R after his Melbourne triumph, probably sipping espressos and plotting his next move. His grand return is set for Doha, where the inevitable showdown between the two young titans awaits. And trust me, both of them are coming in hot, with one common goal: domination. Now, here's where it gets real juicy. If Carlitos manages to walk away with the trophy in Doha, he'll be just a step away from matching Sinner in career titles. That's right, the pressure is on. He's already chopped 1,000 points off the gap in the ATP rankings, and the momentum is very much in his favor. But it's not just about the numbers. Alcaraz is evolving, leveling up like a video game character. His Rotterdam win wasn't just another title. It was a statement. He proved he can conquer indoor courts, an environment that's historically been his kryptonite. His coach, Juan Carlos Ferrero, has been hammering home the importance of refining his game, and it looks like Carlitos is finally putting the pieces together. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Sinner is still the guy to beat. Experts argue that the Italian's game is more structured, rock-solid, and consistent, while Alcaraz, at times, can be a bit of a wild card, still figuring out his identity on the court. But here's the kicker: when it comes to challenging Sinner, Alcaraz is the only one who can truly stand toe-to-toe with him. And one thing is guaranteed: these two are about to give us a spectacle for the ages, leading the ATP charge for years to come. Meanwhile, the tennis world just bid farewell to an absolute warrior, Diego Schwartzman. The Argentine fan favorite, ranked number 386 at the time, hung up his racket after a tough loss to Pedro Martinez, ranked number 41, in the Argentina Open. The Buenos Aires crowd gave him a proper send-off, knowing they were witnessing the final chapter of a career that had some serious highlights. Once ranked as high as number 8 in the world, Schwartzman racked up 14 career titles, including memorable wins in Istanbul, 2016, Rio de Janeiro, 2018, Los Cabos, 2019, and Buenos Aires, 2021. Before calling it quits, he even made a brief stop at the Rosario Challenger, getting one last taste of the competition before saying goodbye on home soil. His final tournament was a bittersweet affair. He managed to break a brutal streak of 10 consecutive first-round exits by taking down Nicolas Jarry in his opener, but the magic didn't last long. Still, the outpouring of respect from the tennis community was immense. Rafa Nadal, who knows a thing or two about emotional farewells, made sure to send a heartfelt message. "Congratulations, Diego, on an amazing career. You've been an inspiration, a warrior, and a model of perseverance. I'm honored to have shared so many battles with you on tour. Enjoy this new chapter, amigo." And just like that, another legend takes his final bow. The tennis world keeps turning, new rivalries are brewing, and one thing is certain: 2025 is going to be one hell of a season. Buckle up. The retired Spanish legend took a trip down memory lane, sharing a nostalgic photo of himself embracing Diego Schwartzman on the court. The snapshot was from one of their 12 career meetings, a rivalry that, to be fair, was a little one-sided. The Argentine only managed to get the better of him once, back at the 2020 Rome Masters 1000, where he put on a stellar run before falling to Novak Djokovic in the final. Every other encounter? A win for the Spanish juggernaut, including dominant victories at Roland Garros, the US Open, and the Australian Open. Like Nadal, other top players took a moment to send their best wishes to Schwarzman as he officially stepped away from professional tennis. "Congratulations on an incredible career," wrote the ever-classy Daniil Medvedev, while Djokovic added, "My friend, huge congrats on a fantastic career. Wishing you the best in whatever comes next." Meanwhile, Carlos Alcaraz also chimed in with a heartfelt message, acknowledging the Argentine's contribution to the sport. As for Schwarzman himself, he's still figuring out what comes next. Retirement is a tricky transition for any athlete, but he has already hinted at his aspirations. "I'd love to be involved in the sport's evolution," he shared. "Tennis needs to modernize. We need to explore fresh formats, give players more freedom to compete in dynamic events, and appeal to younger audiences. I foresee some major shifts in the next decade, and I believe players should have a stronger voice in shaping the future of tennis." But while one chapter closes, another is being written in Spanish tennis, this time with double the cause for celebration. While Carlos Alcaraz continues his meteoric rise, Malaga-born Alejandro Davidovich is making some serious noise of his own. The Spaniard notched his 7th win of the 2025 season, booking his place in the quarterfinals of the Delray Beach Open. Davidovich, the 8th seed in the tournament, had to fight for it. After comfortably taking the first set against Mackenzie McDonald, he hit a speed bump in the second but came roaring back in the third to seal the deal with a commanding 6-2, 5-7, 6-0 victory. With this win, he extends his impressive start to the year, proving that his game is sharper than ever despite that minor hiccup in the middle set. Clocking in at 2 hours and 18 minutes, the match saw Davidovich secure his 3rd career victory over McDonald, reinforcing his dominance in their head-to-head record. Currently sitting at number 60 in the ATP rankings, the Spaniard has his eyes on bigger goals this season, and if he keeps up this form, he might just be another Spanish force to watch out for on tour. Meanwhile, back in Argentina, the end of an era was officially sealed as Diego Schwartzman played his final match as a professional tennis player. The Argentina Open, hosted at the Buenos Aires Lawn Tennis Club, was the stage for his farewell, though it ended in heartbreak. Facing off against Spanish player Pedro Martinez, Schwartzman fought hard but ultimately couldn't keep up, bowing out in straight sets, 6-2, 6-2. Although the scoreline wasn't the fairy tale ending he would have wanted, the outpouring of love from fans and fellow players alike proved that his legacy in tennis goes far beyond wins and losses. Schwartzman may be stepping away from the court, but his impact on the sport, and his fight for its future, are far from over. Carlos Alcaraz is already gearing up for his next big challenge, and trust me, this guy is not taking things lightly. The Spanish sensation has been sharing updates on his training grind ahead of the ATP 500 Doha 2025, and if there's one thing we know, it's that he means business. His preparation included a quick pit stop in Madrid, where he got some high-intensity practice sessions in with Martín Landalus. The duo put in the work at the prestigious Club de Tenis Chamartin, one of the most legendary tennis hubs in the Spanish capital. And knowing Alcaraz, this wasn't just a casual hit-around, it was all-out warfare on the practice court. Meanwhile, over in the land of tennis royalty, Novak Djokovic has decided to shake things up with a bold take that's got the entire tennis world buzzing. The Serbian legend weighed in on the sport's shifting landscape, addressing the ongoing ALCARAZ-Sinner rivalry that's been sending shockwaves through the ATP circuit. Djokovic, a guy who knows a thing or two about dominance, reminisced about the first time he faced a young and fearless Alcaraz. The year was 2022, the setting was the Madrid Masters, and the kid had just turned 18. What did he do? He took down Djokovic in a jaw-dropping semi-final performance before going on to claim his first Grand Slam title just a few months later. But even before that, Novak already had his eye on the Spanish prodigy. "I first saw him online when he was around 12, already winning tournaments and making people take notice," Djokovic revealed. And now, a few years later, the kid is a full-blown superstar, reshaping the sport in real time. In a recent interview, Djokovic praised the way tennis is evolving, embracing the generational shift happening right before our eyes. "Now we have Alcaraz and Sinner ushering in a whole new rivalry," he said. For 15 to 20 years, it was Nadal, Federer, Murray, and myself battling it out. But now, it's time for a new chapter. It's exciting to see how the game is evolving with these two pushing each other to greater heights. According to Djokovic, Sinner and Alcaraz are like night and day in terms of playing styles. Sinner is rock-solid, methodical, and disciplined, while Alcaraz is like an untamed storm. Explosive, unpredictable, and capable of turning a match on its head in a matter of minutes, he explained. And let's be honest, that's exactly what makes their clashes so damn electrifying. Then came the million-dollar question. If he had to pick one, who does he think shines the brightest? And while Djokovic has all the respect in the world for Sinner's game, he couldn't help but lean slightly towards Alcaraz. If we're talking about charisma, Alcaraz stands out, he admitted. It's not just about his game or the fact that he's breaking records at such a young age. He's got a magnetic personality. He's fair, humble, and genuinely enjoys every second on the court. That energy is contagious. You can see it in the way he interacts with the crowd, his opponents, and the media. He plays with passion and a huge smile on his face, and that's why people naturally gravitate towards him. Sinner is an incredible competitor, but Alcaraz has that special spark that makes him an icon in the making. Djokovic's comments only reinforce what we all already knew. Tennis is undergoing a major transition, and the future belongs to these two young titans. The torch has been passed, and we're about to witness a whole new era of epic showdowns, jaw-dropping rallies, and historic moments. And hey, if you're loving this kind of content, make sure to smash that subscribe button and drop a like on tennis.com. Here at Tennis Zone, we bring you the juiciest analysis, exclusive interviews, and the most in-depth coverage of everything happening in the tennis world. Join our community and be part of the action, because trust us, the best is yet to come.